Hello, I wanted to give everybody an update of how I'm doing. I came home from the hospital yesterday, so I was really grateful for that. My blood counts were coming back up, and I'm happy that I didn't have to get any blood transfusions or anything like that. I was really trying to avoid getting that, and there was no infection. My blood cultures came back negative, so I think it was just another neutropenic fever where my white counts went down really low, and then sometimes when your body gets low, your white blood cells get low and they try to come back up, then you can get a fever. So I was feeling really terrible Friday, and I was grateful to go. I mean, it's good probably for me to go in the hospital sometimes just so I get that extra care that I need and stay away from infection. And I really know that everyone's prayers that they said really, really worked for me, because right after I made my video in the ER, then I got a bed in the hospital at Methodist, and then I made another video, and then right after I made that video, they said I got a bed at university, which is great because that's just really where I need to be. It's frustrating just because of the process of how to get over there, because there's no ER at University Hospital. So I have to go to Methodist, and then the way the process is done is just so inefficient, and I really wish that somebody would do something about it, because I had to wait in the ER for 18 hours and then get a bed finally, and it was just not safe for me down there. I really had to advocate for myself to get to a bed, and then and then I had to be transported to University Hospital, so it's just really inefficient, and I'm not really happy with how that process works. I think it's a really inconvenience for patients, and I just think that, anyways, I could go on about that. But I'm grateful that I got a bed, and I'm grateful that I was safe and I didn't get any infections, and I had a really great care while I was there. And my mouth still kind of hurts a little bit, so that's why I'm talking weird, but it's getting better. It's just going to take a couple more days for me to get better. But I'm grateful for all the prayers that everybody said, and I got to go home, and I just really know that the power of prayer is really working. And while I was in the hospital, I was praying a lot, and I was listening to a prayer on YouTube about healing, and the power of prayer really does work, because I was feeling better after every time I said a prayer. I felt like I was feeling better, and there's the prayer that I was listening to was just talking about casting out all the evil in my body, and just healing myself and everything. And one time during the prayer that I was I kind of drifted off to sleep, and then I had a vision that of a dog with a snake in its mouth, killing the snake, and then I kind of woke back up, and the prayer was still going. And I really do believe that was a vision that God was giving me, saying that all the evil and all the sickness in my body was going away. Symbolism for a dog in the Bible is being faithful and protection, and then a snake in the Bible is evil. And so it was just kind of weird that I had that during that time, and it just really shows that God is working miracles. And I really wanted to talk about having faith, and how the power of prayer really does work, and also what you say and how it affects your life. So really what I want to talk about is just the stronger, I might have talked about this already before, but just the stronger your faith is, and the more that you trust in God and believe in God and believe in Jesus and his powers of healing and what he has for your life, the stronger and closer your relationship with God will be. And one little verse I wanted to read, which some people may have already heard this before, but I'm going to read it. It's from Matthew 7:7, and it just says, "Ask and it will be given to you, seek and you will find, knock and the door will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives, the one who seeks finds, and the one who knocks the door will be opened." So it's just basically talking about just having faith, and just like, if you ask for something that you want in life, or ask God about something, then you will receive what you ask for. And the stronger that your faith is, then the stronger that it will, you'll get what you need from Him, as long as it's God's will. Obviously, if you ask for something bad or that's against God's will, He's not going to give that to you. At least I don't think He would. But and then another little story in Matthew chapter 8, 5 through 13, just talks about there was a man that came to Jesus, and he wanted Him to heal his servant, and he was paralyzed and suffering a lot, and Jesus said He would go and heal him, but the guy who came to Jesus said that he's like, oh, I'm not worthy of you coming to my house, but I believe that like you can heal him, and I just tell me that you will, and I believe that it'll be done. And so Jesus says, like he said that like, since your faith is so strong and you believe in me so much that I can heal him, then go back to your house and your servant will be healed because of your strong faith. So that's just like another example of how just having like strong faith and just believing in God, and just knowing that what you ask of Him, He'll deliver to you. And the other thing I wanted to talk about is just like your speech and what you say. I have this little book called The Power of Tongue, and then it just talks about like what you say, and it can really come to life. And it's just also talking about like believing in God, and what God can do for us is beyond all of our understanding. And there's some things that we think we know, and I've talked about this before when I was reading from Ephesians, and I was saying how like God, there's so much more than what He can do for us than we could ever imagine. So that's why I think sometimes, like, with this medical situation that I'm in, that the doctors and everybody, there's so much in medicine that we don't know still, and it's crazy because we've come so far, but there's still so much we don't know. And I think that's just like, us as humans, like figuring everything out, but God is the all-knowing person. He knows everything, and he can do so many things like beyond measures. And there's so many stories and miracles that you hear every day that happen, and that people are like, say something like, oh, this person's not going to survive, or this person's not going to do this or whatever, but then they survived, or like they were cured or whatever. So that's why I really do believe that I will be cured, and no matter what anybody says, I just know that God will come through, and I just do truly believe that with all my heart. I just don't, it's not that I'm in doubt or anything like that of what's going on, because I'm pretty realistic, and I'm also in the medical field, so I'm pretty like realistic as far as that goes. But if you really truly believe and have faith in God, that miracles will happen, and He'll come through for you. And I just trust in that with all my heart. And I just really appreciate everyone's prayers and thoughts and good words. Just really, really appreciate that a lot. And I just hope everybody uses this in their daily life. But basically, what you say can become real. So it's just to be careful what you say. Like, you can speak things into existence. So just try to remember that. I'll try to make another video on that, where I go more in detail. But just that's why I try not to talk about what I have as far as like, or what the doctors have said, like what can be done and what can't be done or anything. But I did get some news last week before I got admitted to the hospital on a little changes of my plan of care. So before, I was gonna do this pill that attacked the tumor, and it's called targeted therapy. So I'd take this pill every day, twice a day, and it would, attack my tumor and prevent it from replicating and all that stuff. But there was a risk factor of that, like where you get used to it, or to eventually, like, it may not work. But I got some news that I'm gonna actually be started on immunotherapy, which I haven't done a lot of research on it. I've done a little bit of research on immunotherapy, but basically what that is it's going to be an infusion that I get once a month. It's not chemo, so I won't have any of the effects of chemotherapy, such as like getting my blood cells down or my hair, losing my hair or anything like that. But it's basically a type of therapy that they use and has been proven to be effective for cancer, that it makes your body attack the cancer. So that's a different type of therapy that I'm going to be doing instead. They're trying to get my insurance approved for the crisapanib. I didn't say that right, but the chemo, the oral drug, the targeted therapy. They're trying to get my insurance approval for both, but it might not be likely, but I'm really praying that I could get both of them, because that would be ideal to get the immunotherapy in combination with the targeted therapy. So I'd be taking the oral pill twice a day, and then I'd be doing the immunotherapy every 4 weeks. So just keep praying for that insurance approval. Insurance, I don't know anything about the insurance world, but I know it's all difficult and complicated the way that it works, especially with medicine and all that, and then especially with like what I have, but it's all I'm just gonna keep praying. But there has been a research article that my mom found that said that like this girl had clear cell sarcoma, and it shrunk all her tumor cells and got rid of them all. So I think that this is God's way of saying like, hey, this is what you need, and this is how I'm gonna cure you. And I don't know, I just really have a good feeling about it all. Another update I got was so they wanted to do a surgery on me and put a rod through my leg and my left femur, but I'm kind of nervous about it, and I don't really know. I'm not too familiar about it, so I have an appointment on Thursday with Dr. Wirtz and his physician's assistant Andy. So I'm gonna see what they say and kind of get more details about what the surgery is. They'll basically make like an incision on like the top of my leg and the bottom of my leg, and then like put a rod through my femur. So and then screw it in place so that my femur, because I guess my femur is really weakened right now, and that's why I can't really walk very much. And they're really worried about me fracturing my leg, because my risk for fracturing my leg is really high apparently, but I think I'm very strong, and I don't think that's gonna happen. So I've been doing pretty well so far. I can walk like short distances and everything, but I guess I'm just nervous about the surgery and getting like a rod in my leg and all that, and I'm just worried that it'll be more painful, and there's all these thoughts I have in my head. So I just ask for prayers for that as well, for guidance, because part of me is like, well, do I need this surgery? Like, do I really need to get this surgery or not? So like, I just want to know if this is really a good thing, because they said it'll help me just be able to walk more and do more things. Probably won't, I don't know if I'll be able to run or not, but at least I can walk longer, and it'll basically, what it will do is prevent me from fracturing my leg, so that I can actually bear weight on my leg and do more things. So I'm just asking for prayers for guidance, and just don't really know what to do about that, but that's just one thing that they want to do. And I'm supposed to have that surgery like on Monday next week, so I'll meet with the doctors Thursday, and then Monday will be when I talk to them. So I don't know, there's so many things, and there's a lot of options out there for me, which is really good, but then at the same time it's very confusing, because it's like I don't know what to do sometimes, and like what is right and what is the best thing. It's like, what is the best thing? I don't know. Some people don't know, and there's not a lot of research on what I have and whatever is going on with me. But the good thing is that like, I'm younger and strong, and I was like completely healthy before all of this, so that's a good thing. And otherwise, like, I don't not going to have any other health conditions or anything. So I'm just really grateful for that. But we'll just have to wait and see how everything goes and what God has in store for me. I just, if anybody has any words of encouragement or guidance or anything, I would appreciate it. But I'll just continue to keep everyone updated on what's going on. Hopefully my mouth gets better. It's hard to talk. But other than that, I'm happy to be home, and I'm happy to be feeling better, and happy that I won't have to do another chemo infusion. So I'm very grateful for that. So I just hope everyone has a great day, and I appreciate all your prayers, and I will let everyone know what's going on as soon as I hear. And thanks. Bye.